All right, I'm on hole number 3 of the third anniversary tournament. We're in the opening round of the rookie division. Hole number 3. Okay, so all last week I shot some videos on like just learning how to do just playing for a minimum score, like looking at these holes more critically. And since we can look at them, like what's it take to get the minimum score? What's the easiest way? Unfortunately, this hole only has. It doesn't matter if you want to get eagle, you have to go in this direction. And your options, you have to bring out at least a 3 power ball. And if you bring out a 3 power ball and you have lower developed clubs, you're going to be farther down here, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You can get a lot of distance from down here, and you're lower, so you can still come up at it. But you're going to have to engage this green to get here in one of several ways. If you've got a bigger ball, you can do a rough bump, or you can try and go around. The going around is hard because you really want to bring a sniper up here to go around, but you want to get your sniper so that you can be in front of this little rough area in order to get the line that you want. And distance wise, it's right. I mean, you're a little short of that, so you'd have to use some power, and you want to make sure you control your ball when it goes on the green. If you don't have a big ball like that, you're going to have to bounce on this and bounce it over. So in this case right here, you want the club that has the most topspin, which is your big dog. And the whole deal is that you're aiming towards the center of this fairway area coming up to the green, trying to get as much distance as you possibly can to get yourself a nice short chip up here. And stay away from the rough, stay away from doing any overpower. Get it up here as close as you can and get that ball to go as far forward as you can, and at least give yourself a serious chip in shot to try and get it if you've got lower developed stuff. And so I don't have the most upper developed clubs here with an extra mile 6, but you can get this done if you bring out a bigger ball. If you don't bring out a power 5 ball and you're doing it with a power 3 ball, you can still get it done. It's just going to be tougher. I want that side spin. Extra mile. What bags do I got here? Extra mile. Big dog. One of my teammates said he saw somebody post a video on doing this with a big topper, and there is a max overpower hook shot that you can do, and I've done it several times. I've tried to practice this shot where you come out in this area and you're doing a max overpower hook shot, and I've done it with an extra mile several times. But the way, like out here, if you can use your big topper with max topspin, you will net more distance with a big topper with a Titan than you will with the extra mile on a Titan. But you'll definitely have to get that trajectory right to be able to make it over this because of the difference in raw power. So you're like 230 plus with the extra mile, and you're at 215, 220 with the big topper, unless you start getting it upper developed. So that 15 yards of just like where you're at out here makes it harder to get over this gap. So if you bring out a Titan, like how far you can get out there, because if you can get out there far enough with a big topper to get up towards that shadow, then you're good to go. These types of max overpower hook shots, though, there's no point of reference. You gotta find some place that you can reference so that the next time you go back, like you've got a ring that's rubbed up against that rough, or a ring that's rubbed up against that rough, or something so that you can gauge it. Otherwise, you're just out in the center. And then trying to repeat that's harder because there's no point of reference. I'm going to go at this with a power 5 ball, an extra mile, a big dog. And my usual suspect. So this is our test. This is the first test. You got into a class, and we're taking our first test to see whether or not we've learned anything at all. And it seems like the hardest test, but it's just a test. It's all about this drive shot. We definitely want to get as much out of our ball as we possibly can. My opponent's using the wind. A little bit of overpower. Clip the rough. All right, here we go. We want to get everything we can out of this. With our massive curl that we have, want to be 2 rings off of any transitional surface. I'm going to take out 10% extra, so that's 5, 6. There's 5 and a little. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. I don't have a lot of curl on that club, so I got to ride that line right there. Try and get as close to 400 yards as possible. I think I've only been getting like 390 something in this, 395. I think that's the farthest I've hit. I think I hit 390, 392. My goal right there is 400. If you can get to 400 clearing with a big dog out in this next fairway up here, you've got a clear window. You need to get farther than 400 if you want to clear this little tip. Now, if my opponent had a big dog right there, they could get up in that hole. And even though they short shot that, they could get all that topspin on there, and they could get at least 2/3 of the way, if not 3/4 of the way to the green. They're going to hit that tree. If they wanted to put curl on that, they needed to put it on from the other direction. All right, here we go. I'm in the window, so I could go straight forward and try and bleed up on it. You do about a ring of power. It's 4-1 with a 10%, so that's going to be 4-4. It's 2-5. That leaves me 2. So we're out here about a ring and 3/4. Little teeny bit of overpower. Hitting it perfect. Try and bleed out there towards the cup. That is exactly what I want right there. That's the deal. I mean, that rough bump is a little, you got to hit that area. I like where I'm landing though, because it's given me a pretty good look on that rough bump. If my opponent would have brought a big dog for that second shot, they would have had a serious look at it right here. Even with a marlin, because you can get an eagle on this hole with a marlin. It's not the easiest eagle in the world, and you will end up with some shot like this. You can get up there with a marlin. But this is one of those holes, and every one of us has had a free gift or, ooh, whew, that was close. We've had a free gift, or we've had some deal where we've gotten some power 4 ball or some power 5 ball, and we've blown it out on some shot. And when I say that, like, saving your good balls for certain holes in the tournaments, like this is a hole right here that you hoard those power 5 balls for. And when it comes up in the tournament, you're like, yes, I have 5. I can hit that with a power 5 ball and go out there and get that hole done. That's all it takes on there, even if you've got lower developed stuff. I mean, you still have to go out there and play it, and those shots are you got to set those shots up right. That's what I'm saying. If you're one of those people that uses the win ring method, or uses one of the apps, or has a method like this for adjusting out wind, you can be super successful on that hole, because a lot of people are going to come out and they're not. And that's going to put you ahead of a bunch of people in your bracket. All right, that was hole number 2 of the 3rd anniversary tournament. Thanks for watching.